XRP, warning, tomorrow history changes forever. Hello guys, welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss the settlement of the lawsuit between SEC and Ripple. But before we start the video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe before leaving. Also, hit that bell icon so that you can get notified when we upload a new video.
You want to win an iPhone 12, maybe a MacBook Pro? How about $500 cash? You decide. All you have to do is comment the secret hidden message somewhere in this video and leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can keep affording these giveaways.
For now, let's get back to the video straight away. When the SEC charged Ripple Labs and its executives of illegal securities offerings back in December, there were many who expected the lawsuit to be wrapped up within a few months. It'll be settled out of court, some said, arguing that a legal battle of such a magnitude is unlikely to go on for long in light of how much both parties have to lose if they come out on the wrong side of the same. And yet it has, with every other day seeing a point of contention emerge between the parties at the fore of the lawsuit. On the back of a week which saw the SEC and Ripple argue on the subject of MOU request and single legal briefs, it would seem that an old issue has reared its head up once again. In a letter dated the 3rd of May, the SEC wrote to Judge Sarah Netburn seeking an order that bars the defendants from improper discovery beyond the limits of the April 6th order. The ruling in question had granted in large part the defendant's motion to compel the SEC to produce internal document on the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum, clarifying that the SEC was not seeking a reconsideration of the aforementioned order. The agency argued that it is the defendants who are seeking to disregard the order by trying to obtain internal SEC discovery. For the same, the SEC cited Ripple Labs' April 28th letter, a letter which asserted that the plaintiff had ignored the court's unambiguous directive to produce a privilege log. What's more, the SEC also argued the court's April 6th order did not require the SEC to produce any internal documents, but rather required the parties to meet and confer whether the SEC should produce or enter a privilege log. This is an astounding argument to make, especially since it is directly contrary to the defendant's interpretation of the said order. In fact, according to popular attorney Jeremy Hogan, what does this latest bone of contention mean for the lawsuit? Well, there's no clear answer to that question. However, it's still interesting to consider the possibilities, especially in light of the aforementioned expectations that accompanied the initial filing of the lawsuit. What does the latest spate of varying contentious issues mean for the prospect of settlement between the SEC and Ripple Labs? Well, this is merely speculatory. An argument can be made both in favor and in opposition to the same. Ordinarily, a long, bitter, hard-fought lawsuit has a high probability of being settled outside the court. Legal costs don't come cheap, even if you're the SEC or one of the world's foremost blockchain firms. Also, despite the plaintiffs and the defendants claiming otherwise, every passing week has had an impact on the parties' credibility and reputation. The longer this goes, the more the chances of either of these two aspects taking a hit. Ergo, a settlement might not really be out of the question. On the other hand, a settlement might not be an option here since this isn't exactly an ordinary lawsuit. Since it was first filed in December, the defendants have been very careful about framing this as a battle against wholly inappropriate overreach, as a battle of us versus them. Ripple Labs by asserting that the ruling in this case could have grave implications for the larger crypto community has galvanized opinion and support. In light of recent small victories and what all is riding on in this case, it only makes sense for the defendants to go the extra mile. What's more, the newly appointed crypto-friendly Gary Gensler is expected to chair his first closed-door SEC meeting on May 7th. On the agenda, among other things, is the question of institution, settlement, and resolution of pending injunctive actions and litigation claims. While there is no mention of Ripple anywhere, many in the community believe that this could pave the way for settlement talks in the future. The answer to the aforementioned question could have a significant impact on how XRP, the cryptocurrency at the center of the lawsuit, does on the price charts too. Back in December, the crypto fell by over 50% after the SEC first filed charges. It has, however, recovered extraordinarily since, especially on the back of positive developments in the said case. Whereas XRP has muscled its approach again into the top 4 crypto assets by market capitalization as Ripple scored an essential victory within the courtroom. The legal battle with the U.S. Securities and Alternate Fee SEC is much from over and probably will finish with a settlement, per a lawyer. Based on Andrew Hinks, a lawyer at Carleton Fields, an adjunct professor at NYU College of Regulation and NYU Stern College of Enterprise, Ripple means to win discovery, leaving the SEC to serve up disputed documents on Bitcoin and Ether to the blockchain startup was important. Ripple will obtain beforehand undisclosed supplies offering perception into the SEC's view of Bitcoin and Ethereum, each of which to this point hasn't been thought about to be securities. Ripple has argued that it's entitled to see these supplies to grasp why the SEC views Ripple's conduct to violate the securities legal guidelines, however, why they don't contemplate the conduct related to Bitcoin and Ethereum to have violated those self-same legal guidelines. The knowledge ought to be informative, particularly as to Ethereum, which, like Ripple, sold tokens to distribute its property at inception, mentioned Hinks. Ripple has vast financial resources and has hired an exceptional legal team, including several former high-ranking SEC officials. Unlike many large projects that have been sued by the SEC, they appear to have the resources to take the case to a judgment and appeal, stressed Hinks. One of those officials is Mary Jo White, former chair of the SEC. Also, at the end of 2019, Ripple attracted $200 million to its coffers in enterprise capital, with a valuation of $10 billion connected. Nonetheless, per Hinks, it's miles too early to handicap their case. So far, the SEC's interpretation and software of the securities legal guidelines to choices and gross sales of digital property have been supported by courts in just about every occasion, he mentioned. The probable final result, in line with the lawyer, will probably be a negotiated settlement. It's the commonest final result in high-stakes litigation, he mentioned. As reported in February, counsels for the SEC, Ripple, and 2 of its executives mentioned again then they don't imagine there's a prospect for settlement presently. Defendants agree with the assertion. However, word that earlier settlement discussions fell beneath an earlier administration and had been principally with related division administrators who've since left the SEC. Ripple and its executives again added then. Messaging app Kit additionally fought the same battle with the SEC, one which priced the corporate $5 million to not point out authorized charges. In both cases, whereas there are nonetheless many twists and turns that can play out in the course of the litigation, one factor that's clear that there's a lot at stake, and never only for Ripple. If the case is litigated to a judgment and the judgment is appealed, the enchantment will go to the judge of the U.S. Court Docket of Appeal for the Second Circuit. The rulings on authorized points from the Second Circuit can be the primary binding litigation, particularly targeted on the applying of the securities legal guidelines to token issuances. The whole trade is watching this case, mentioned Hinks. That's it for today, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye.